to week 9, project planning and documentation. We are coming down the line here. And recapping week 8, you had a written assignment and course project to do. I'm actually going to start going through those pretty soon, so you should start getting feedback on that. And then, of course, your discussion on final steps, which I've been reviewing. Everybody got their initial post in on time, which is awesome. Just make sure you're using classmates' names and you get everything in by that Saturday deadline. And this week, we're going to look at project management landscapes. So, of course, we have a few objectives, written assignment, and a discussion post, as well as coming to the end for your course project. So, week 9, objectives is to list 4 quadrants of project management landscape. Describe the characteristics of traditional project management, agile project management, extreme project management, and extreme immersed project management, which is MPX. There's too many of these little things. TMP, AMP, APM, XPM. Okay. This is one of those lingo things for project managers. Explain similarities and differences between linear, incremental, adaptive, extreme, and project management learning center models. So we'll start talking about basically more on a not huger, that's a bad word, sorry. Don't listen to me. I'm starting to move, so I'm a little, but we're actually going to kind of look at more of the broad picture of project management. So this is where you look at kind of these kind of ranges here within linear, incremental, iterative, adaptive, and extreme. So kind of, I wanted to put this up here. I know it's on the website, but kind of quickly to kind of look at linear is really clearly defined solutions and requirements. So not many scope changes and requests. And of course, everything is going to be routine, repetitive. There's really not going to be a lot. If you think of that kind of a linear assembly line type kind of structure, you pretty much, this is how everything will work. A lot of templates, a lot of things that have already been done before. So again, I say assembly line if you can get that in your head for linear. Incremental is very similar to linear, except for the fact that there's more value associated with the process. And there, even though it's going to be an assembly line structure, you can still kind of make changes along the way. So kind of looking at maybe like a Subway line, if you're in Subway and you order your sandwich, but you can kind of order it the way you want it. So they can make some changes and change requests. They're not all putting out the same like turkey and cheese sandwich over and over again like you would see in linear. But it's still going to be a sandwich, so just some slight changes. So good linear for processing assembly line type structures. However, incremental, you can have the same assembly line type structure, but there can be some variations. However, neither one of these are going to be good for if something really changes dramatically in the environment. Pretty much that linear is going to come to a stop, and really incremental will come to a stop as well, because there's some sort of huge barriers, huge change that has taken place. So again, thinking of that kind of like the assembly line structure, and then let's say, I don't know, there's this huge brick wall that's in the middle of now the assembly line. Everything's going to come to a halt. No matter if you make small little incremental changes, you're still going to be hitting that brick wall. So then looking kind of at the rest of these are really going to look more into being able to adapt to those changes. So you're still going to have structure in all of these, but when you have a less kind of the requirements and the rigor and the strictness within these types of systems, you can add for things like being adaptive. So kind of the biggest one here, I would say to be the biggest difference here is going to be adaptive. However, sometimes being so adaptive, you might not know what the end goal is. So that goal is known, but the solution may not know. So, hey, we want to make 100 XYZ things, but we might not know how to get to that point. So let's just start and kind of make it up as we go, because we're going to just keep going in order to hit that end goal. So again, we may know the goal, but we might not know how to get to that goal. We might not know the solutions to get to that goal. Not necessarily a bad thing as far as running a project in this type of format, because you're able to kind of bring in a lot of influences on way things that that might work to add additional structure. This is really good though for new product development. So hey, we don't know if this product's going to be successful, but we know we want to create a new product. I've done the same thing. I create a lot of new products. I don't know how successful they're going to be. And then, of course, if they are somewhat successful, I may make additional tweaks and changes for product improvement. And you see a lot of this on the store shelves if you want to look at kind of that commodity type basis. New and improve this, new and improve that. The last one, extreme, goal and solution. We don't know what the goals are, and we have no idea how to get there. Definitely going to be that extreme. Definitely going to be that extreme nature, so to speak. So there's going to be a lot of, we're going to try this and see what happens. And I can tell you, this is where research and development comes into play for projects. And large companies like Starbucks. I don't know if anybody's ever read any books with Howard Schultz, but he's kind of big on this extreme. He goes, hey, we're not really sure what's going to happen here, but we want to create a product with Pepsi and coffee. And he created a can of kind of like a caffeine-infused soda coffee. And it didn't really go over very well. However, I believe the product is now coming back out. But he created this 10 years ago, going, hey, you know what? We have no idea where this is going to go. We have no idea how we're going to get there, but we kind of want to take these kind of things together. Who doesn't like soda? Who doesn't like coffee? Let's see if we can put them together and make something happen. So this is kind of where research and development projects kind of end up. However, a lot of these kind of, since there is no kind of goal, there really is not a lot of structure. There may not even be solutions how to get there. So there's going to be a lot of projects that just kind of dwindle away, fall apart, get shelved, and maybe looked at later in order to kind of make them successful. So a couple different things roll there as I kind of wanted to just do an announcement. So week 9, client involvement. We need to look at all of these models and create a one-page Word document to really address the following questions. Please remember APA formatting, but which specific points in the model that you've chosen will require client involvement? And then as a project manager, using the specific model that you've selected, what specific actions would you take to ensure that the client is really involvement would occur? So what steps additionally would you take in order to make sure that client's really involved in that process? And kind of here's the breakdown, looking at which model you selected, what specific points of the model would you think the client should be involved in, and then what specific actions as a project manager will you make sure that the client's involved in those steps. And then of course APA formatting, correct spelling for your 30 points. So discussion points this week, we're going to look at all of those project management models, and we're going to look at failure and risk. So we're going to choose one of those models. I don't care if it's the same one that you used from your written assignment. So that kind of almost kills two birds with one stone. And then where in the model do you think the most failures can occur? And does this model carry any particular risk? And then define your answers through specific examples. So this is going to be your discussion post for this week. And extra credit, again, I did go over it last week. I don't know, I believe I did. So if you guys want to take me up on extra credit, you could take the humanmetrics.com test, or the Young Hopology test, which is really the Myers-Briggs test. And then you email me those 4 letter codes that you got for taking the test. And I needed to make sure that everybody is aware that all of the work is going to be coming around the corner to this September 18th midnight deadline. So I would like to get everything in as soon as possible. I'm going to try to open up weeks early so you guys can start working ahead. I'm doing my best. However, I am moving, so I'm going to be down internet-wise for a little bit of time too. But I still have access to emails, so if there is a problem, please email me, and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. You can email me. I am on the library at the Ocala campus on Tuesdays, so you can reach out to me there. Don't forget to network with classmates. You guys have the course wall. You guys have other ways to kind of reach out to each other as well. But of course, if you always need to get a hold of me, you can either do my online office hours, you can reach out to me, we can set up an appointment either through the Adobe Room or by phone. I have no problem with that. So I hope everybody has a great week 9, and we are almost to week 10 and 11. It'll be here before